We think that blockchain can make AI specifically better, as in it can result in better, more accurate, less dangerous models. That's what we've been working on at Flare.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about that and what products you got going on.
That's not something we're disclosing at the moment.
Okay.
Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and that, of course, was Hugo Filion, the current CEO of Flare Labs, but the co-founder of Flare Networks. And just recently, I sold a whole bunch of my assets that were going nowhere, and I went hard into Flare just after they announced their Google partnership. And I'm very happy with that. It's up 80% on the 30-day. And even since then, we've seen more amazing progress. We've seen the world's first futurist platform, XDeFi. This is a decentralized platform. I think it's going to be amazing. And a couple of days ago, the earliest investors, now listen to this is so bullish. The earliest investors like Kinetic and others have doubled down, extending their token vesting, and they are limiting their token sales, and they've committed to a new significant private raise of capital, 35 million. The Flare team is a cut above most, full of serious computer scientists. Getting the message out has been a real challenge. It's a challenge for everybody in this space. Some projects, as you know, are just marketing machines. I know you know who they are. But they were a little bit slow to get off the block when it came to putting out the message of what they are trying to achieve. I can really relate to that, as you'll see in the following clip that I'm going to share with you, about a minute long, where Hugo talks about that stumbling out of the gate that they had.
Short term, everyone cares about narrative. And we as a project, we were kind of pig-headed when we came out, and we were like, oh, well, we're scientists and we've got really smart people, and we underappreciated how much work there was in getting the message out. I think as we've grown, we've become better at that. We're nowhere near as good as some of the let's say, less savory projects out there who are able to basically, dress up something that is not very interesting very, very well.
Marketing.
Marketing is an incredibly important part, because ultimately you're building a financialized social network, right? And so it has a social element, and I think that was a lesson we learned and are still learning. But yeah, we're definitely getting better at that, and hiring for those roles as well.
Okay.
Moving right along, I want to thank everybody who shared the post that I put on X. I also shared it in my video yesterday. It has the two analysts from the Boston area talking about John Deaton entering the race to unseat Elizabeth Warren. And it's been shared more than 1,000 times. And that's important because he doesn't have any name recognition. And it's really good for people to hear what he is going to run on. And I just didn't know if it would be of any interest to you. I had not seen it before, but this is Elizabeth Warren's State Bar of Texas registration card that she filled out herself, where she indicated her race as American Indian. Her DNA test officially came back that she had a trace of something maybe 6 to 10 generations back, but not enough to claim a citizen of the Cherokee Nation. Everybody's asking, when the XRP ETF? Well, the ETPs are the same thing. They are exchange-traded products. And here's one that just launched out of Sweden. It's on the exchange there, and it is physically backed with XRP by the company Valor. Here's something that's a little strange, and I've not solved this yet. Maybe the answer is out there. I've not found it. But there is a strange amount that has been distributed from the Ripple escrow. And the reason why it's strange is because of the 25th of the month. It's not the time of month that they actually release from escrow. That usually happens on the 1st. So I haven't seen the reason for it yet, but there's got to be a reason. When people tell you to do your own research, I'm going to give you an example of when you should do your own research. I hear a lot of people out there promoting the Circle private equity pre-IPO shares, which is fine, but when they do so, they cast a lot of shadow on Tether. And I think if you go to the USDC risk factors, you may rethink that particular comparison. There's a handful of people on X that have been asking Circle a lot of questions. And for starters, there is no deposit insurance for holders, okay? But we want to know how much of the Circle dollars are actually insured. And the second thing is they don't share the bond duration disk. Investors really need this information to manage their risk tolerance. And Circle, according to their website, they audit annually. Tether audits at the end of every quarter. And Circle does not guarantee value of the 1 USDC will always equal 1 US dollar. So my question is, what regulations are in place right now, currently, to protect holders? We've heard still nothing but crickets. We've got some ripplers coming to the Gold Coast in Australia in March. Matthew Donovan, a real expert in tokenization. Neil Smith is going to give a really in-depth presentation. And I'm going to have a fireside chat with Ross Edwards. He's been with Ripple for 8 years. I can't wait to tap into that wealth of knowledge. I'm going to talk about that and the Builders series that I've designed for this event. Crypto Queen will be hosting me 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 7 o'clock in the morning, my time here in Tokyo. I hope to see you there. And if you do any developing, whether it's on the XRP Ledger or you want to try Zahao or Evernode, there's a codathon at the XRP Gold Coast 2024 Wave of Innovation, and it can be done in person or remotely. And there's some big prizes. There's no entry fee. They have 3 themes. There's workshops, and you'll be given a small supply of tokens to run and showcase your app. I'm going to let Scott Hamilton take you out where he gets into the details. And even if you're not a developer or coder, this short video is interesting from the perspective of how the developers get involved in building on these ledgers. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.
Yesterday, we just made an announcement about the details of our codathon. They're not hacking, they're coding. And so, good opportunity today to talk in a little bit more detail about how we envisage that working and what we're hoping to achieve from that project. It's, basic details, 22nd to 24th of March. It's part of the XRP Gold Coast 2024 convention. It's in person or remote. You can participate either way, so you don't have to be in the Gold Coast, Australia, in order to participate. We've set aside 300,000 ZAR and 30,000 EVERs as prize pool. We're looking for projects that showcase the combined power of the XRP Ledger, Zahao, and Evernode, and we've got 3 project themes that we've chosen to focus on. There's Web3 games, interconnections, and what we call middleman be gone. For the essential details, Royal Pines Resort looks a really lovely spot. There's no entry fee to participate in the codathon, separate from any fee you might be paying to attend the conference. So it's not one of those ones where often there's an entry fee with some of these things. That's not the case here. And we will have arrangements set up so that people can participate in workshops and brainstorm ideas, resolve technical challenges with the team of experts from Evernode. So we're hoping that this makes it accessible for people, everywhere around the world, not just people who happen to be able to be in the Gold Coast on the 22nd to the 24th of March. First theme, we're aiming for Web3 games. The second theme is interconnections, and what this is about is trying to showcase Evernode's ability to connect the XRPL's liquidity and security with Zahao's flexibility and composability. What we mean by that is Evernode clusters have this capacity to hold keys to accounts on both the XRP ledger and Zahao. And so you can have that cluster act as a decentralized way to automate transactions on each chain. And this arises because Evernode contracts are able to talk to external services. They're able to connect to other machines and to poke them and to do things. And so the Evernode cluster can hold keys to accounts, and then it can use those keys to sign into the account and make that account, initiate transactions using that account. The third theme is middleman be gone. So what we're looking for here is projects that showcase Evernode's ability to replace online middlemen with a self-organizing community powered by decentralized software. Imagine an app that's booking.com, but it doesn't have booking.com in the middle taking 30%, all right? Or it's Uber, but it doesn't have Uber in the middle taking 30%, or it's Airbnb without Airbnb in the middle taking, at heart, those things are websites and they're software programs with a bunch of, business rules behind it. But there seems to be enormous capacity to replace that centralized website with a decentralized version. We would love it if people would let us know they're participating. There's no registration process per se. Just start building. But if you are building, it'd be really nice if you let us know. And at the end of the day, there's a process for submitting your project for a prize. You just have to do so before the cutoff day and time. We are expecting to see working proofs of concept of the DApp, and we want to see that on the live network. We will supply a small number of Zahar and Evers to fund the teams to be able to run their applications on the live net and demonstrate that their application works as part of the judging process. The very best place at the moment for information on Evernode, other than the evernode.org website, is the Evernode Discord community. That's not run by Evernode Labs. It's run by community members, and all the questions that people have had about how do I spin up a host? I'm having trouble spinning up a host. How do I spin up a Zahao node? I'm having trouble spinning up a Zahao node. I haven't claimed my airdrop yet. How do I claim my airdrop? All of that is, there's a wonderfully well-curated bank of information in that Discord now, and some very knowledgeable people who've done an amazing job in onboarding people into this community. It would have been a lot harder to do this without that Discord, and I can't thank the community members enough for launching that Discord and running it as well as they do. The community dashboards are another great example of that. They've, the team developed a dashboard for the purpose of the test net and all that sort of stuff. But what community members have come up with has blown away anything that we could possibly ever conceivably have achieved within the same time frame.